What's going on, everyone? And you are watching Crypto on Cause Investing with your host, DeFi Sean. Sorry for the little 8-minute delay. I did have a couple of technical difficulties, but today we are going to be talking about a very exciting upcoming thing that the whole DeFi space is going to hear of, and that's going to be Infinaeon. Now, this is going to be the infinitely smarter blockchain. This is going to be the first ever blockchain that only ever appreciates in value, meaning that from when the blockchain launches, that LP, the wrapped ETH associated with that blockchain, will only ever go up and up and up in value. And I'm going to explain to you throughout this presentation exactly how that's going to be done. But again, very exciting technology. It's never before done. It's built from scratch. Also, the best part of it is the blockchain is done. It is in testnet, and it will be going live probably within the next 30 to 45 days. So again, just stay tuned for that. Now, I guess before we talk about Infinaeon, we need to kind of talk about the beginning and where it all started. So we launched, as many of you watching this probably know, as Operation Phoenix. It was all over YouTube. Now, it was always planned that Infinaeon, or Operation Phoenix, I should say, would become Infinaeon. Now, with Operation Phoenix, it was a huge success. We did 110, 115x at the all-time high. We also built out a full proof of concept ecosystem within Operation Phoenix. We had our very own DEX. We had a launch pad. We had a swapper. We had a lottery system. We had so many more things. Token builder, pretty much anything you can imagine, we built out as kind of like, I guess you can say, a proof of concept. All the while, myself and our team self-funded the build of the Infinaeon blockchain. Again, from scratch. This is not just a simple fork. This was something that had to be built from scratch, and we had to first see if it was even possible. So we got with our blockchain team and our devs, and we got to work on making sure it was possible. Obviously, I'm here talking to you today about it. So obviously it was possible. Now, I do want to bring up, just work with me a little bit here. Usually I have my partner with me, and he's popping up all this stuff as I talk. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this set up real quick. All right. So first I want to start on the website. It is Infinaeon.com. Now, when you first land, we do have a pre-sale currently going, which I will touch on in a minute. We have an introduction video showing you exactly what it is, which is what this is right here. We also have a problem statement and a solution statement of exactly what we solve. Testnet is now live. As I said, mainnet release coming soon. All right. So the problem in DeFi, one of the biggest problems that we have, and you could also see the video online, which is what I'm about to tell you, is price depreciation. We all know how this game works. A token launches, and 99 out of 100 tokens will inevitably start that downwards trend, and they will never recover. Ultimately, the whole project's done. LP gets pulled. It's just done. It's finished, and on to the next. Now, with the Infinaeon blockchain, we take out one of the aspects of that depreciation. So we all know token launches, there's two main ways to make that price go down. The token sells, someone sells the token, or the underlying asset. So let's say you pair with BNB or ETH, and it takes a huge hit, saying, let's say BNB drops from 550 of BNB to 450. Well, all the LPs across the Binance Smart Chain will get that suffering, I guess you can say, and drop in value. Now with Infinaeon, we will never have that drastic drop, as our underlying asset, which is going to be the wrapped ETH, which is Infinaeon Plus as we refer to it, will just continue to go up in value. So we're essentially erasing one half of what makes a token go down in value. And again, I'm going to kind of explain it to you coming down the website, exactly how we're going to do it. Like I said, we have our carousel right here. You can come over and watch the problem statement that I just went over. You can watch the solution statement. We also have a really good introduction video just telling you a little bit about Infinaeon and how it works. Like I said, a pre-sale is going on live. You can pay in multiple different ways. We will touch on that as we move on in the video. We're also working with Presale, one of the biggest Web2 marketers in the space. So we have tons of content coming out about us. We're also going to be going heavy into the Web2 space to raise the funds that's required to see the success of the blockchain, because we want this to be the blockchain on everyone's lips. So we're focusing on Web2 starting out. The ads for like Meta, for Facebook, Instagram, all that are going to be currently going out, started about 3 or 4 days ago. When you click on that, it will bring you to our website. It'll also link to our pre-sale page. So that's going to be one of the big ways that we're going to be getting this thing going is through Web 2, obviously through YouTube and all of our connections through YouTube, plus Telegram and Twitter. So you're going to start seeing this roll out very, very heavily. Anyone watching this video, it's in the very early stages. Even though the blockchain is ready, we haven't started that full marketing because we were waiting for that Web 2 ads to get going. Now about Infinaeon, I'm going to kind of read you the, I guess, quick recap of exactly what it is before I kind of start telling you what it is in my own words. So this is an innovative layer 2 blockchain. So this is layer 2 built on Ethereum, utilizing Ethereum as its native gas currency. So you will be using ETH for gas just like you do Base and Arbitrum. It's going to work exactly the same. This cutting edge platform introduces a unique mechanism that sets it apart from other chains, a dynamic allocation of gas fees to smart contracts for multiple purposes. The most important being the underlying asset of the chain will always appreciate in value. And like I said, I am going to go over that in a little bit more detail and explain to you exactly how that works. Of course, we are huge on YouTube. So, of course, you can see in the carousel right here, tons of videos. Squid Girl Joe, one of our founders, he always hosts Infinaeon Friday with me. We go live every single week, at least once, sometimes twice a week on our YouTube channel for Infinaeon. So you're watching my YouTube channel right now, but we also have a full-blown YouTube for Infinaeon. All right, so coming on down. Now, remember, this is something that's never been done before, so it's going to be a little bit different than what you're used to seeing. So a lot of people are used to seeing the native token also as the gas token, which there is a lot of downsides to the native token being the gas token and having everyone use it for LP. It's very volatile. So we did one thing that a lot of people don't do is we separated our tokens, which makes, again, our ecosystem unique. And it also is required to have that appreciating asset. And I have a very strong feeling that once people see this blockchain in action, that more than likely a trend will be set for these blockchains to be able to copy us and basically only ever appreciate in value. So let's start with the native token. Anyone that's holding Operation Phoenix, those tokens, those will become Infinaeon, the native token. Also, if you're participating in the pre-sale, that's the token that you're going to receive. That's going to be the token that has the probably millions of dollars of LP backing it. And it's going to be the token if you're investing in the ecosystem because you want to see a return. This is going to be the token that does that. It's also going to be the token that when we're on CMC, that's the token you're going to see. CoinGecko, that's the token you're going to see. Any centralized exchanges that we get on, and we are going for the top centralized exchanges. Again, we are aiming for this to be top notch. We have the funding, the knowledge, the connections, everything we need. So any centralized exchanges that you see, the native token is going to be what you're trading. Also, it's going to be the token that benefits the most from the ecosystem. So gas fees, DEX fees. So gas and DEX are going to be the two things that we have mainly when we launch the blockchain. And those are going to be the fees that are kicking back and automatically buying and burning Infinaeon, the native token. Just for comparison's sakes, let's say that we do just 10% of the transactions of Binance. That would be over $2 million a year of buying and burning for the native token with absolutely zero sell pressure attached. And again, if you go all the way up to, let's just say 100% of Binance, which Base and other ones have actually passed Binance, that's kind of why we use Binance as our main indicator or our main thing to focus on to compare to. It would be almost $50 million worth of buying and burning just from the gas fees. That's not even referring to the DEX fees. So this token has an opportunity to be one of the top tokens. Also, we always kind of like to say it in our lives. A lot of these blockchains, whether it be the Solana Foundation or whatever, they keep majority of the fees within their business, and it's their right to do that. It's their blockchain, it's their company. They can distribute fees exactly how they want. But with this one, we're going to be sending at least half of all fees of the ecosystem back to the native token. So for probably the first time in this whole entire space, you're going to see a native token that sees the true benefit of actually being a native token of a blockchain. And hopefully because of that, while I can never give any financial advice, we see a lot of price movement because of the fact so many things are coming back to this. And like I said, we have our gas fees and we have our DEX fees going day one. We also plan on building a decentralized Presale type launchpad, which will come soon after. We also have our NFT marketplace, our token builder, which I'll touch on in a minute, along with our bridge, which I'll also touch on. They are going to be ones that are going to be up and running very, very soon. So just keep that in mind. While we're starting off with 2 revenue sources, additional revenue sources will be following very, very shortly behind. And another thing too I wanted to point out was with Operation Phoenix and that ecosystem that we built, even with that small ecosystem on Binance, with all the revenue that we created, we sent tens of thousands of dollars back to buying and burning Operation Phoenix. Probably a big part on why it had such good price movement that it did. And that was just on a very small scale. So we're going to translate that onto a huge scale, being our very own blockchain. So that's the first one, the native token. Also important to mention on my channel is I break down each token on videos so that you can go back and kind of wrap your head around it, because what I'm saying right now, you might not fully get the full grasp of how it works. Whenever, I guess you can say, the devs were breaking it down to me, because it was my idea, but DeFi Mark, who is our main developer, kind of had to explain it to me how exactly we're going to get it to work. So I know it's a lot to wrap your head around. So next up, we're going to have the LP token. Now, this is the wrapped version of ETH, which we refer to as Infinaeon Plus. This is going to be the token that powers the entire blockchain. It's going to be what makes our blockchain special, and it's going to be what makes the value of the blockchain go up in value. Now, keep in mind, as a retail investor, you can actually hold this token if you want. We're going to have a bridge where you can easily transfer your ETH to the wrapped version of ETH, the Infinaeon Plus. So if you're just holding some ETH, holding our version of this will just continue to make it go up in value so that you're not just holding standard ETH. Now, the way it's going to work is, again, this is going to be a wrapped version of ETH. On day one, when it launches, it's going to be paired 1-to-1 with ETH. So let's say ETH's at $2,500. So right when we launch, ETH and Infinaeon Plus are going to both be worth $2,500. And every single time a transaction happens on the blockchain, whether it be a buy, a sell, a contract creation, whatever it is, more and more ETH is going to be added to the Infinaeon Plus contract, making it just go up in value. So we're starting off with 1-to-1 with ETH, and every transaction, a little bit more ETH gets tossed into that contract, making it to the point where 1 ETH will now be worth 2 Infinaeon Plus. Our 1 ETH is now worth 3 Infinaeon Plus, and the whole ecosystem feels this as that wrapped ETH goes through the contract of every single token paired with us on the blockchain, which again gives it that appreciation effect so that everything just continues to go up in value. So just to simplify it, the wrapped version of ETH starts off 1-to-1 with ETH. Every single transaction that happens on the blockchain, more ETH is thrown into that contract, again, making it more valuable. So the asset is also 100% backed with LP, which is exactly why it couldn't be the native token, because we can't have price fluctuation with it. It just has to continue to go up in value. And then lastly, we have our Infinaeon gas token, which is just like Arbitrum or Base. If you're familiar with Base, which I know a lot of people watching this video we do tons of token reviews with Base projects. I know that you know how that works. It's going to be the same exact thing. Now, again, bear with me 1 minute because there is something that I want to bring up. All right, so there's this little chart right here. Since we kind of explained how the 3 token ecosystem is going to work, I wanted to go ahead and show you. So it all starts right here with transactions. We have a buy, we have a sell, we have a bridge, a swap, a DEX fee, whatever it may be. Every single transaction that happens on the blockchain is going to then disperse out and go everywhere that is needed. So a transaction happens. Those fees from that gas fee, and also going to work the same exact way with the DEX, is going to get sent to the Infinaeon ETH gas token contract. Now, once this token collects those fees, it's going to distribute it everywhere it needs to go. So we do have NFTs that they're going to get a portion of it. So those you can actually start right here too. So you'll start seeing it play. So transactions come, you see the bar loading, which is really cool. We'll kind of wait for it. Give it a second. Now, once that goes off, it disperses to everywhere it needs to go. So once that threshold is hit, whether it be 1 ETH, 2 ETH, whatever we set that threshold to, it'll get sent out to the NFT holders. It'll get sent out to the marketing wallet for business and development. And more importantly, half of those fees get sent out to the native token, buying and burning it. It also gets sent out to Infinaeon Plus, which is, again, remember, the wrapped ETH, and that's what makes this continually go up in value. And last but definitely not least, it's going to get sent out to the entire ecosystem. So projects paired with Infinion Plus. So if you have a token paired with us, again, it will continue to go up in value. Let's say you want to launch a token and you never have one transaction on that token, meaning that it's never bought and it's never sold. Well, that token will continue to go up in value as more and more ETH is added to the wrapped ETH, which is the Infinion Plus, so that your token, which is paired with Infinion Plus, will just continue to go up in value. So again, same thing as you just wanted to buy this as the wrapped ETH and holding it. It's just going to make everything go up in value. Again, never before seen. But let's go ahead and hop back on over to that website. Again, bear with me. Like I said, I usually have my partner here to make this a little bit smoother. All right, so now that we're back and we kind of learned how exactly this ecosystem is going to work, remember the native token, the main token, CMC, CoinGecko, centralized exchanges, Presale. This is where you're going to see this token. Infinion Plus is the backing underlying asset that any project that launches on our DEX, they will pair with this token to get that ever appreciating aspect of it. And then again, the gas token is very simple. It's ETH, just like Base, just like Arbitrum. We also, which I'm not going to spend tons of time on this, we also have a very, very good bridge. It is actually currently live, but we are redesigning it. So whenever I was doing a lot of trading and messing around on Base, I didn't like any of the bridges that were available. So I figured we already had this ecosystem. Why don't we get a really good bridge built? And we definitely succeeded with that. This is going to be something that we push a lot. And you guessed it, 50% of all revenue from the bridge is going to be getting kicked back to that native token. Again, guys, this is going to be something that you've never seen before with this kind of revenue coming back to that token. Now, with this bridge, you can easily switch between ETH, Base, BNB, and Arbitrum. So if you have BNB and you need to get it to ETH, you don't have to send it to your centralized exchanges or anything like that. You simply put in BNB at the top, ETH at the bottom, put in the amount and hit go, and it will send you the BNB to ETH. So very simple. And again, it's going to be a big part of that ecosystem. All right, continuing on down, we have Infinity Swap. Now, this is going to be our DEX. So just like BNB has Pancake Swap, ETH has Uniswap, Infinion is going to have Infinity Swap, which again is going to be the native DEX. It's going to have a very big ecosystem, just like Pancake Swap does. So it's going to start off as the MVP product, which we're not going to have tons, but it will be very easy for people to launch on it. You're going to be able to build your own contract and deploy on it just like you do anyone else for very experienced devs, I guess you can say, or just experienced devs. We're also going to have a token builder set up. So if you easily want to go ahead and launch a project, you can via the token builder, and you need to have zero experience building a contract to go ahead and use that token builder. And we're also going to have a pump.fund type system where you can go ahead and build your contract, go ahead and launch your project. And when it hits, like, remember, these numbers are fluid. It hasn't been set in stone. When it hits 3 ETH, 4 ETH, 5 ETH, whatever that threshold is set to, it automatically takes it and pairs it with Infinion Plus, and then it will kick it over to Infinity Swap, that native DEX. And then again, you think that the fees for the gas fees look good. The DEX fees, when you compare it to, let's just say, a Pancake Swap, just 10%, is even more than what those gas fees are. Once again, going back to that native token, which just sets it apart, in my opinion, from any other blockchain. You are definitely going to see the way, I guess, things move when the native token actually benefits from it. We're also going to have some auto compound staking, which means you're not going to have to claim, restake, all that good stuff. Whenever your APY comes in, it will automatically get kicked back to that total. No need to compound whatsoever. So if you start off with, let's say, 1,000 tokens and you earn 100, you're then going to be earning the APY on 1,100, so on and so forth. So you can just keep it staked exactly where it is. Now, if you want to do it for 1 month, it'll be a 5% APY. 3-month will be 10%, and we're also going to make a more aggressive 6-month one. So on Operation Phoenix, we did have a 6-month one, and we had 57% of the supply stake. So we have a very good base of holders. And again, I do like to say it. A lot of people say, are you worried about people dumping and different things like that? This is one of the first projects that have been around that obviously I'm a part of, where who buys, who sells, who holds, who doesn't hold really doesn't matter, because we're going based off of the transactions of the blockchain, and so much revenue is going to be getting kicked back to the token that it almost doesn't matter who buys, who sells, or anything like that. Now, coming back up to the top, this is something you are interested in. Keep in mind, we have a Telegram, we have a Discord, we have a Reddit, we have our YouTube channel, which me and my partner Squid Grow Joe go live every single Friday for Infinaeon Fridays. We also do Infinaeon Talk, which is just kind of random videos during the week when we do have news to share. You can hop on over there, ask us any questions that you have. You can also click this link right here, which will lead you to the pre-sale. Now, they will, you'll be able to see where it goes. So we are actually revamping this. We want to make it a little bit more, I guess, cosmetically appealing. Now, we have already raised $65.5 thousand, and it has not really left my YouTube channel, Squid Grow Joe's YouTube channel, and our Telegram and the Infinaeon YouTube channel. But we make it very easy. You can contribute in ETH. You can contribute in BSC, Arbitron, Base, Matic, or credit card. Also, not something that I'm harping on or going into too much detail, but we're setting it up to where when you're operating on our blockchain, you're going to be able to buy any asset directly with a credit card, which is something else that I don't think any other blockchain or no mainstream blockchains use. So we're making adoption of this very easily. Now, if you do contribute, you will get an 8% bonus. There's going to be 5 tiers. So if you contribute 1,000, you will get $1,000 worth of tokens plus an 8% bonus. The next tier will be 6, 4, 2, and then 0. And like I said, we do have those Web 2 ads up and running, and we definitely expect those to start gaining traction as it's a very proven system very, very soon. And as I said, so many of these tokens launch or do pre-sales, and there's nothing to show for it. Basically, they're like, hey, guys, we're doing a raise, and yeah, we'll have a blockchain for you like maybe a year, maybe 2 years. Well, with this one, that's definitely not the case. Like I said, it's already built. You can already check out our Explorer right here. Also has a dark mode, so you can go black, which looks even sleeker than this. We have our Infinion right here. It's going to work just like BSC scan. You're going to go ahead and enter your address right here. Coming on down, you can see the total blocks that have been tested so far. We've had 533 transactions. The average block time is 2 seconds. We've had 30 wallet addresses. So again, this is all just the testing mode, which is going to be made public here very, very soon. So basically, like I said, blockchain's already done. We are going through the final stages, final testing. No problems have been found. Everything's running completely fine. We are dealing with our legal team right now, making sure that launching this blockchain, everything's on the up and up, and everything is exactly how it needs to be. Yeah, guys, so that is Infinion in a nutshell. If you come over to my channel that you're watching right here, Crypto on Calls, especially also the Infinion channel, also Squid Grow Joe's channel, you're going to find tons of content going on. And I think we pretty much hit on everything that we needed to hit on, which is perfect. I was trying to keep it to around 25 minutes. And for anyone, like I said, that has questions, myself and all the team members or founders are always online. Like I said, we're on all of the platforms. We're on Telegram, we're on Discord, we're on Twitter, we're on Reddit, we're on YouTube, and we are always pushing out the content of what's going on. And even me, shoot me a DM if you ever have any questions. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. Definitely enjoyed presenting it to you guys, getting to see it. Hopefully you come on over and check us out. But until next time, trade safe.